Hello, good people. You're welcome to a new week. Welcome to my channel once again. This is Discussing Real Estate with First Lady of Properties. This is my channel. And before we start, I would like you all to do me a favor by subscribing to this channel if you've not done that. Hit the like button and the notification button as well. So you'll be getting more updates whenever we come up like this to talk about land banking business. Oh yeah, land banking business. I know good number of us have actually heard about land banking business, but on the contrary, it seems like what's all this land banking business? Is it really a banking sector where you need to go in there to, save a land and bring land? Okay, it's not like our traditional banking system where you work in to save money, but it just have a little similar features like our normal banking in terms of saving for the future. That's why we call it land banking. Okay, so before I go deeply into land banking, I'd like to tell you all a story, a real life story. So I have this client of mine that called me once upon a time, and she was like, First Lady of Properties, I have a good money and I don't want to like really use them. I don't really have need for it right now, and at the same time, I don't want to have them in my bank because problem and just come and take it away. So what do you advise? I'm like, okay, Ma, I think it's a good one you try investing it in the properties, like not just property. Go into land banking in the sense that you're going to buy it way cheaper, and then of course you leave it there since you don't want to make use of it. She already have properties in a developed site, of course, where she wants to build whenever she's ready, but she was actually looking for a place where she can just put her money and save it instead of putting it in the bank, because you put your money in the bank, it's not like it's a safe. So I had that consultation with her, and then I suggested a good place, a developing place for her where she can get a properties for 800,000 naira. That was in late 2021. So I discussed, we had a very good discussion, and she agreed with me. The money was 3 million then. So we got this property in the developing site for 800,000 naira for a plot. She bought about 4 plots. Immediately we were done with that transaction, she was able to acquire that properties in that good place. Little do we even know that there was already a post site for a school, a university to move in their annex campus to that place. The news was all over the place, and then people, investors were moving in that environment to like buy properties. But fortunately for her, she was one of the earliest people that bought properties in that place, and she got it for 800,000 naira per plot, and she got 4 plots, and then she left it there. It's 3 years now. They are just 21 to now, 3 years. So that property as we speak is selling for 2.5 million naira. The school has been commissioned. So many persons rushing there to buy properties. It's appreciated. Of course, development always bring appreciation in value when it comes to properties. It's one of the fastest thing that can ever happen to property markets. So that's the story for land banking. So this brings me to land banking business. Land banking is the oldest real estate practices where investors, individuals, group of persons, they invest their money in a developing. When I mean invest their money, they buy landed properties in large or small quantities in a developing or underdeveloping areas with the intention to resell after a long term or a short term. The short term depends, it could be 5 years, it could be 3 years, and the long term it could be 10 years, it could be 20 years. It depends on what you're looking at. So the intention is to buy small or large quantities of lands in a developing or underdeveloped area with the intention to resell and make profits after a long term, or to also like build and make a living, make a business out of it when good development has moved into that area. That's just the whole thing about land banking. I know land banking is something most of you have come across, like I said earlier, or most people do not really have basic knowledge about what land banking is all about. So, in a nutshell, or to a layman's understanding, land banking is just you as a person getting your money to buy properties. It could be, at least it must not necessarily be large quantity. It could just be a plot. It could be 2, 3, 4 or thereabouts, whichever one you can actually afford. You don't have to like put yourself under pressure. But the bottom line is that you actually get this property in a developing site, basket of town, or in an underdeveloped place where you can buy as many as you want with the intention of not using it at the moment. And so, for the fact that you want to go into land banking doesn't really mean that you should just go to any place you see and buy your properties. No, you don't do that. You have to consider so many things for you to go to that particular place to invest your money in landed properties. It's not just everywhere you see that you have to be like, okay, there's a land banking, to go to developing sites to buy properties. Of course, it's developing sites, but there are things you need to look at for around that environment before you know this place is suitable. Like it can pay off in the shortest or you know there is time. So what I'm trying to say is this: when you want to go into land banking and you're looking at selling your properties in the shortest time, maybe within the 3 years to 5 years, there are some places you go to, and then when you're looking at reselling your properties or making use of it in a longer time, maybe from the period of 7, 8, 10 to 20 years, there are also places you do go into. You don't just buy it anywhere. Now, let's look at if you're going into land banking. The possible places you can go to are places that has future development. Let me say, for instance, when you are in a city and the city is already saturated, where is the nearest city that people are moving into? Now, for Port Harcourt, for instance, Port Harcourt is a very beautiful city where a lot of things is going on already. People are having a peaceful life, and from what the River State government is doing with the project of Rainbow, trying to connect the 6 local governments together with road construction, this is actually a beautiful idea that is real estate. So, aside from Port Harcourt, I mean government and Opioport, if I get the pronunciation correctly, it's almost getting saturated. So the next city, the next local government where the people are moving to is the Ikwe local government. So one can as well go to Greater Lake to buy properties there. One can as well go to Abara, which is the nearest city, the nearest outskirts of town that's next to the city. That's a very good place for land banking. Now, those places I mentioned, they have some good developments there. You have the airport there, you have some nice 5-star hotels there, you have some honest campuses, either private or government honest campus there. You have some good developmental plan that is coming into that area. This is like a good place where you can go and buy, invest your money in land banking, because it has a future value that is coming in because of the development that is coming in. And then when it comes to security, there's the community has security is also another factor that you need to discover, you need to find out, as well as looking at the road network. Does it connect to the city where you are actually staying? Does it connect to the church? Does it connect to school? Does it have this easy access for you to navigate the whole time? Those are the factors you need to consider when you want to go into land banking. You don't just go into forest, or those house interior places to go and buy properties. You come out to cities that you know that okay, in the nearest 5 years, 10 years or thereabouts, I mean something is going to happen here. That is it for looking out for the kind of places you need to be. Let's talk about the business of land banking. The business of land banking still falls under what we've been discussing about. This is you going into basket of town to buy landed properties in a place where the development is coming in the nearest future, with the intention for you to make profits from it when you sell, or by the time this development has fully come into the place, you can as well maybe build for rental or build to live and save yourself from rental payments, or use it for any business complex and all of that. So that's the business behind it. But you saw the difference now is that you're buying it way cheaper because you got it from a developing place where then development hasn't gone into that place. It got it for like 300, 800, 1 million, depending. In 2024, you can get landed properties in an asking of time for 800, 1 million, 1.2, 1.5, 200. Sorry, not 200, 2 million. You can get them for that affordable price. Now, when you want to go into the business of land banking, you need to be sure that the place that you're buying has this potentiality of development coming in the nearest future. If you don't know, you can ask around what is happening here, what is the landmark of this place. I mean, those major things. Like I said, it could be a very good church, a fast growing church. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the beautiful state in Rivers State. Starting from the Port Harcourt International Airport, as you can see, this is the roundabout that once you land into Rivers State, this takes you into the city of Port Harcourt. Starting from the group access road here, this road is called the Iguitali road that takes you from the Gator roundabout down to the International Airport. You have the developments there, such as the Abekie Admasiamaka Stadium, which is a good site for you to use for land banking because of the major development that is there. And not just that, like I said earlier, we have the international airport as well. It's a good place that has potentials for development. It's also a place where you can start doing land banking. This place you can find them in Greater where you have the Greater Port Harcourt Development Office. You have the Abara HA where you can as well think of land banking. So when you are considering land banking as part of your investment strategy, it's crucial to identify promising locations with great potential, like those places that's shown in this video, one of which is noteworthy. In the last couple of years, Italy, about HA, and all of the nearest community has experienced rapid development because of the international airport, the Adokie Stadium, the immense campuses of both government and private-owned higher institutions. This makes the places stand out amongst many others as a perfect example of a land banking option that encapsulates the benefits we've discussed so far. Now, with this strategic location, potential for urban expansion and planned infrastructural projects, this properties embodies the essence of a well-chosen land investment journey, and also to consider the promising opportunities that these areas will bring. It will also offer you short to long term growth and sustainability. And of course, in this video, you can see infrastructural system that is ongoing in an estate that is considered to be perfect or suitable for land banking. That's because it has close proximity with nice development that is ongoing in the nearest town, which is the International Airport, Greater Port Harcourt Office, Jehovah Witness Regional Headquarters. It has good access route that you can use to navigate the whole of the estate because of how the layout plan has been well mapped out. Now, when you're considering a better site for land banking, this can be recommended for you if you are a good investor, if you see good opportunity and you love to embrace it for land banking. It's a good trial because this place has future value that promises security, recreational areas, and the road network with drainage system. Considering this as the best place for you to use for land banking, if you want more information or more details about this land banking places, please call the number on your screen and do well to like, share,